Hey there, and welcome to English Echoes podcast on YouTube. If you're looking to learn, grow, or just find some motivation, you're in the right place. Let's dive in.
Hi everyone, and welcome to English Echoes podcast, the place where we talk about learning English in a fun, practical, and effective way. Today's topic is something that many of you have asked about. How can I think and speak in English naturally? It's a common struggle. You may know a lot of vocabulary and grammar rules, but when it's time to speak, your mind freezes. Why? Because your brain is still thinking in your native language, and that creates a translation gap. In today's episode, we're going to break this down into 3 parts. First, we'll explore why thinking in English is so important. Then, we'll go through some daily habits and strategies you can use to train your brain. Finally, I'll share a few advanced tips to help you stay consistent and motivated. Grab your favorite drink, find a quiet spot, and let's dive in. Part 1. Why thinking in English is essential. Let's start with the big question. Why should you think in English? The answer lies in fluency and confidence. When you think in your native language and then translate, you lose speed. This delay can make conversations awkward and reduce your confidence. For example, imagine you're traveling abroad, and someone asks, "How was your trip?" If you think in your native language first, you might pause, translate in your head, and say something like, "It was, good." The pause might make you feel nervous. However, if you're already thinking in English, you can reply smoothly, "It was great. I visited some amazing places and tried local food." Thinking in English also helps you learn faster. Instead of memorizing vocabulary lists, you're actively using English in your mind, which strengthens your memory. Part 2. Daily habits to train your brain. Step 1. Label your surroundings. Start by labeling everything around you in English. For example, when you're in your room, think, "This is my bed. I have a blue blanket. That's my desk." When you're cooking, say to yourself, "I'm cutting the vegetables. I need a frying pan." This habit helps you associate English words directly with objects and actions, skipping the translation step. Step 2. Practice inner conversations. Throughout the day, have conversations with yourself in English. For example, when you wake up, think, "What's my plan for today? I have a meeting at 10, and I need to go grocery shopping." While walking outside, describe what you see. "The sky is cloudy. I can hear birds chirping. There's a park nearby." This might feel awkward at first, but over time, it will become a natural part of your routine. Step 3. Listen and repeat. Listening is key to improving both your thinking and speaking skills. Watch videos, listen to podcasts, or even talk to AI assistants in English. When you hear a sentence, pause and repeat it out loud. For example, if someone says, "What are you doing this weekend?" repeat it, "What are you doing this weekend?" This practice helps you improve pronunciation and think faster. Part 3. Training your brain to think in English. Now that we understand why it's important to think in English, let's talk about how to train your brain to do so. Just like any other skill, thinking in English requires practice and consistency. Here are some practical steps you can take. 1. Start small. Begin by thinking in English for just a few minutes each day. You can try to think in English while doing routine activities, like brushing your teeth, cooking, or even walking. Start with simple thoughts like, "I'm brushing my teeth now," or "It's a beautiful day outside." Over time, try to form more complex thoughts and sentences. 2. Use specific goals. Don't just say, "I want to think in English." Instead, aim for something more concrete. "I want to think in English for 10 minutes a day while doing daily tasks." This way, you have a measurable target that can help you stay on track. 3. Surround yourself with English. One effective way to train your brain is to surround yourself with English as much as possible. Label items in your house with their English names. For example, put stickers on your fridge, door, and mirror with words like fridge, door, and a mirror. Also, try to switch your phone or computer to English. You can even think in English when talking to friends or colleagues, especially if they're also learning the language. 4. Practice regularly. Just like exercising your body, you need to exercise your brain regularly. The more you practice thinking in English, the easier it will become. Try to incorporate English into your daily routine as much as possible. Even when you're not speaking out loud, you can still think in English. This helps make English a part of your daily life. 5. Reflect and improve. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on your progress. How often did you think in English today? Were there any moments when you struggled to find the right words or expressions? Reflecting on your progress will help you identify areas for improvement. Part 4. Overcoming challenges. It's not always easy to think in English, and there will be moments when you feel frustrated. Maybe you're trying to speak, but your mind still shifts to your native language. Or you struggle to remember a word in English, and you can't find the right expression. These challenges are completely normal, and the key to overcoming them is patience and practice. Don't expect to switch your thinking from your native language to English overnight. It takes time and consistent effort. Here's an example. When you first start learning English, you might find it hard to describe your day in English. At first, you may only be able to say short sentences like, "I went to the store," or "I ate lunch." But with practice, you'll start to add more details and use more complex sentences. Over time, your brain will adjust to thinking in English without translating every word. Part 5. Using technology to your advantage. Technology can be a huge help when you're trying to improve your English. There are many tools available that can make learning English more interactive and effective. Here are some ways you can use technology to practice thinking in English. 1. Language apps. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, or Babbel are excellent for building vocabulary and practicing sentence structures. Many of these apps offer speaking exercises where you can repeat sentences aloud, which helps you become more comfortable speaking. 2. Speech recognition. Use speech recognition software, like Google Voice or Siri, to practice your pronunciation. Try saying phrases or sentences in English and see if the software can recognize your voice correctly. This helps you improve your pronunciation and get immediate feedback. 3. YouTube and podcasts. There are thousands of videos and podcasts that you can listen to on any topic. Pick something you enjoy, whether it's travel, cooking, or business, and try to follow along without translating. This will help train your ear to understand English naturally and improve your speaking skills. Part 6. Encouraging yourself to keep going. Staying motivated can sometimes be one of the hardest parts of learning a language. You might feel discouraged when you don't see immediate results or when you're stuck on a specific topic. But remember, consistency is the key. Celebrate your small wins, like understanding a conversation or being able to express your ideas more clearly in English. These moments are important milestones in your language learning journey. Another great way to stay motivated is to find a language partner. This could be a friend, a colleague, or even someone online who's also learning English. Practicing with someone else can make the process more fun and less stressful. Plus, you'll both help each other stay on track. To wrap up, learning to think and speak in English takes time, patience, and consistent effort. But if you follow the steps we've talked about today, and use the tools and techniques I've shared, you'll start to notice improvements. Remember, don't rush. It's okay to take small steps. Celebrate every bit of progress, and before you know it, thinking and speaking in English will become second nature. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I encourage you to share it with others who are also working on their English. Stay tuned for the next episode, and keep practicing.